Welcome back to Tammy Talks About. Before we get into today's video, I just quickly want to just say an early Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and especially to my own dad, O'Neill. I love you, Daddy. You're the best dad in the world, and I wouldn't be who I am today without you. So let's get into today's video. And since it is pre-Father's Day, I found this article that went up a few hours ago in the Express that I think is something that's very important. A lot of this case that we look at and follow in wanting justice for Johnny Depp, it affects men especially. And as most of you know, Greg Ellis, who was a co-star in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, he does a lot to help men that are dealing with divorce, going through the family courts, and who deal with the domestic violence. And so this article is in the UK Express, and the title of it is Johnny Depp Pens Intro to Pirates Co-star's Family Law Book Shatters Divorce Court Myths. And just so that you know, in the link down below, I will leave a link to this article, and I'm also going to leave a link to Amazon. I found where you can pre-order it on Amazon in either hardback or on Kindle. So I'll leave that link if you're interested in going and pre-ordering the book. It comes out, I believe, June the 29th. It tells in this article, and we're going to talk about it here. And as always, if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share this video, and let's just jump into it. It says, Johnny Depp has written the introduction to his Pirates of the Caribbean co-star Greg Ellis' new book, The Respondent, exposing the Cartel of Family Law, which can be read here, and we'll read it in just a minute, while author Greg Ellis shares exclusively with Express.co.uk why he wrote the book and why the Jack Sparrow actor has penned the dedication. So I had a feeling he would. I'm glad he did. Greg Ellis played Lieutenant Commander Theodore Groves in 3 of the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies opposite Johnny Depp. During their time filming, the two actors became friends, with Ellis having repeatedly defended Depp during his recent legal issues and supporting his return as Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Aside from the film franchise, both have had difficult experiences in the U.S. divorce courts, and now Ellis has written a new book called The Respondent, exposing the Cartel of Family Law, which Depp has written an introduction for. And I really am looking forward to the book. I think it's going to be an amazing thing. I am definitely going to be purchasing it. I think we should support this. Just like how in my earlier video today, don't give WB your money. Take that money instead and buy this book. Johnny Depp's dedication begins the book, which is published on June 29th, and reads, The Respondent is both a chilling reminder and essential therapy for anyone navigating the recrimination and trauma that is modern American divorce. It is also both diagnosis and prescription, meditating on the depths of the crisis and the way out. Greg Ellis sets the record straight and shatters the myths of divorce court. This is Greg's story. It is your story and it's our story. If you're trapped in the dungeon that is the family court system, the respondent should be your constant companion. Oh, I like that. Let's see. Speaking exclusively with Express.co.uk, Ellis said of the Jack Sparrow star's contribution to his work, Well, I've said for a while now that Johnny Depp is the respondent, the name given to someone who is called upon to give a response. The term is used in legal context and psychological conditioning. The silver bullet playbook of high-conflict divorce, the smoking gun of our corrupt legal system, has become the go-to strategy for divorce lawyers and raging anti-male feminists that guarantees a win before you even go into court, and that is so true. The actor is a staunch defender of Depp in his recent defamation case, in which the Jack Sparrow star was found by a UK civil judge to have committed DV against his former wife, AH. Ellis added he was kind enough to write an introduction for the book and Alec Baldwin the foreword. And then the article, there's several pictures that goes on. It says, Ellis said, how the respondent is part memoir, meditation, and manifesto, arguing that the default in child custody during U.S. divorce proceedings should be 50-50, and I agree with that. The book comes from a deeply personal and painful place for the actor, who shares his story within the pages, including how he hasn't seen his sons for a number of years. The 53-year-old said, "For me, the one big thing I'm trying to change through my launching the book and my charity, CPU, Children and Parents United, is to highlight that the only branch of the U.S. legal system where there is no presumption of innocence is family law." That's awful. And one would think in a civilized society that would be the first branch of our legal system that would have a presumption of innocence and due process. Murderers, rapists, pedophiles all get more legal rights than decent law-abiding parents. And that is just so wrong. Ellis continued, "So what I'm doing is calling on politicians, policymakers, and influencers to come together to reform the one branch of our legal system that has no due process, no presumption of innocence, where parents are found guilty until proven more guilty. And having looked into this, in which I talk about in my book, this nearly $60 billion a year divorce machine is incentivized to keep the presumption of guilt at the expense of families," and that is so true. And particularly given the recent bias against men and fathers, I think the question we need to be asking is, how can we celebrate Father's Day when we don't have any left? There's a bias in our cultural conversations right now. It is a narrative that's being driven by this radical strain of feminism. Not true equality, factual feminism, which I support, but unfortunately there's this radical strain of it that perpetuates victimhood and false allegations far too often at the expandability and devaluation of men and fathers. Ellis added, and it really, really affects families and family law. I think particularly in America, where I live, we're in the grips of an epidemic that rages in plain sight yet remains invisible to so many. The shocking reality is that 4,000 children a day are being ripped from their parents in American courtrooms. 1 in 3 children don't live with their biological father in the home, and 40% of those children haven't seen their fathers in more than a year. And when you think about the fact that the U.S. is the world leader in single-parent families, there's a correlation here. Too many children are growing up in single-parent families without their parents unnecessarily because of a system that is incentivized to money over morality. And, I mean, this is Greg Ellis. If you haven't went and checked out his YouTube channel, please do. He's a very intelligent man with a lot of insight into this. This is what his working life is now. And you know, I understand that there are situations where the father can't be or doesn't want to be involved. But for fathers like him, the presumption is that you're guilty, and like he said, until proven more guilty. And that really needs to change. And at the end of the day, it's like with everything else. It goes back to money. Just like with AH, why she did this to begin with. Just like with the ACLU, they needed a public face. And who better than one of the most recognizable men in the world, Johnny Depp? And it goes to us, the citizens, the people, to stand up and say, no, we're not going to accept this. This is not right, and we are going to make change. So, you know, I hope that you will, if you can, pre-order the book. If nothing else, go and sub to Greg Ellis's YouTube channel. But please, if you can, go buy the book. I think it's going to be a very interesting and very needed read for most of us. So with that, we're at the end of this video. And again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I also want to say happy Father's Day to my husband of almost 30 years. Without him, I wouldn't have my beautiful daughter and my beautiful granddaughter. So happy Father's Day, Jeff. And again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you have a great day tomorrow. And until next time, be blessed.